So what are command line arguments? The parameters supplied to a program at the command prompt when the program is invoked or when the program is executed are called are known as command line arguments. Okay, so at the command prompt when you are typing dot slash a dot out, that means nothing but you are invoking a dot out program or you are calling that program. Okay, so at that time if you supply some parameters and those are called as a command line arguments. Example, just see here. If you want to execute a program to copy contents of one file named file1.c to another file named file2.c, then we may use a command such as at the command prompt $prompt you can use. Okay, then what is the file1 here? File1.c contents I want to copy into file2.c. Okay, so then I give the arguments at the command prompt like this: dot slash a dot out space file1.c, first file name, then file2.c. Okay, so then here a dot out is your executed program name and file1.c, file2.c, and all these are command line arguments here. Okay, so your program reads these command line arguments and it takes the file names from the command prompt. File1.c and file2.c from the command prompt they take and they copy file1.c contents into file2.c. Okay, so these arguments, see now, till now we have used only a dot out. Along with a dot out, now we are passing some parameters. These are called command line arguments. When you come for lab, you can see execution of these kind of command line arguments in the lab. Okay, so that means you can pass command line parameters in lab exercises. Okay, right? So how these command line arguments are taken into the program, read by your program. Okay, so we'll see in such case how a main function can be written. Now the main function is written in a different way. Okay, so how do these parameters get into the program, go into your program? Because you are passing at the command prompt. How your program knows that the arguments are at a command prompt. Okay, so they are going into your program. The command line parameters are going into your program through main function. Your main function reads this. Okay, because main function can also take arguments now. Till now we are writing main with empty parenthesis, but for command line arguments now we pass parameters to these main function. Okay, so in fact main function can take two arguments. One is called argc and argument counter, and second one is called argv, argument vector we call it as. And the information contained in the command line is passed on to the program through these arguments. Whatever command line parameters you are passing, they are or you are entering, they are passed into the main using these parameters, these command line arguments only. Okay, so when the main is called by the system, then this argc and argv contains those command line parameters. Okay, now if you see the skeleton of main function, now it looks like this: int main, and now main contains two arguments. One is int argc, the first parameter is argument counter, which is of type integer type, and the second one is an argument vector which contains character pointers. It is an array of character pointers. Okay, so what is present in argc and what is present in argv? They are just like variables only. They are just like variables only. We are passing to the main function. Okay, so what happens, we'll see now. What is the advantage here? Why we need to pass command line arguments? It eliminates the need for the program to request the user to enter the data during the execution. Okay, so when you are executing the program, when you need some data through keyboard, you are asking the user to enter so and so data, enter some numbers, enter some names. Okay, so this kind of request you can avoid when you pass directly the data at the command prompt. That is the advantage here. Okay, now there are two arguments in the main, no? Two parameters, argc and argv. Now we look at these two arguments. Argc contains what? Argv contains what? The variable argc is the argument counter. It is called as argument counter that counts the number of arguments on the command line. On the command line, how many arguments are there? That is counted here. Just see here at the command prompt a.out file1.c file2.c. Okay, so here I have passed these arguments, command line arguments. So then it counts how many are there. A.out is 1, file1.c is second argument, file2.c is third argument. So there are 3 command line parameters. It counts and that value will be stored in a argc. That value is stored in a argc. Okay, then argv is the argument vector. It is called as argv is argument vector and represents an array of character pointers that point to the command line arguments. Okay, so whatever data we are passing on the command prompt, they are stored in this argv vector. It is an array of character pointers. Each pointer will be pointing to the argument passed onto the command line. Whatever we are passing on the command line, they are stored in this argv vector. Please remember. Okay, so diagrammatically I will show now. The size of this array will be equal to the value of argc. Okay, so then this is a vector, this is an array we are saying. Then what is the size of this array means? It depends on the argc value. Argc is equal to 3 means then this array size will be of size 3. Okay, now understand these two parameters. Argc is nothing but argument counter, number of parameters, how many we are passing, that value will be present in argc, and argv is an array of pointers which stores the command line arguments. Whatever data we are passing at the command line, they are stored in argv. Okay, right. Now see, this is how the data is present in argc and argv. Now on the command prompt, assume that I have passed this data a.out space file1.c space file2.c. Now 3 arguments I am passing. Okay, now this argv array will be initialized to 3 elements. Argv is initialized to array of size 3 will be initialized here. Argv is an array of 3 elements now. Okay, so argv of 0, first element, argv of 1, second element, argv of 2, third element. What is present in this? They are nothing but pointers we are saying. That means some address will present in argv of 0, some address will present in argv of 1, and some address will present in argv of 2. What address? Whose address will present? Okay, now argv of 0 contains the address of first argument. A.out you have entered, no? So that a.out will be stored in some temporary memory, and that memory address will be stored in argv of 0. And file1.c you have entered, no? That file1.c is stored in some temporary memory, and that value, that memory address will be present in argv of 1. And file2.c stored in some temporary memory, and that address will be stored in argv of 2. That means whatever you are passing on the command line, they are stored in some memory. Now you can access those values using this argv of 0, argv of 1, argv of 2. Clear? Okay, so this is how we can pass command line arguments onto the program using these values. Okay, so now there is a program, you enter a file name and some text into at the command line argument and write text to the file. That text you should write into the file. Okay, so before this, I'll make your command line argument simple. I'll write a simple program here. Okay, using command line arguments. Just see here. So what I am doing is I am writing a simple program using command line arguments. Program to find sum of 2 numbers. Using command line arguments. Using command line arguments. Okay, so that means the 2 numbers must be passed at the command prompt. Okay, so what I do is, now just see here, include the header file. Okay, so then I'm writing the main function here. Write the main function. Okay, so then begin the main. Okay, now, so what I do is I declare two variables, int a comma b. Two variables. If you require, you can use these two variables here. Okay, so then here no need to ask enter two numbers, because those two numbers are passed at the command prompt. That means when this program is executed, how it is executed at the dollar prompt, you execute like this: a dot out, and now two numbers you have to pass here. For example, 10 and 20 I have passed. This is how you need to execute now. Okay, so this is what you have to enter at the command prompt. Okay, so this is nothing but your exe file name. After compiling this program, then you will get a.out file, no, that a.out file name, and the two numbers you have to pass. Now these two numbers should come back into your program. Okay, so that means 10 should come into A and 20 should come into B. Okay, so now first what I do is, when you are using command line arguments, you must keep in mind that main should not be empty. Main should not be empty. Okay, so how main should be written? Now main should be written with the two arguments like this: int, first argument is argc, comma, then second argument is, now argument vector char star argv of this empty square brackets. Okay, so it is argument vector of pointers here, because size we are not mentioning, because the size will depend on argc value here. Okay, so this is how the main should be written here. Okay, now whatever command line arguments you are passing, they will be coming back into argc. Argc contains now number 3, because there are 3 arguments. This is a.out 1, 10, 2, and 20 is 3 here. Okay, right? So now what I am doing is, I am printing number of parameters on the command prompt. Say printf. Okay, so number of command line arguments. Number of command line arguments passed is equals to, okay, percentage d. This is a comma argc you can print here. Argc you can print here. Then it prints number of command line arguments passed is equal to 3. It prints here. 3 it prints here. Okay, right? Now I want to get these values into A and B. Okay, so now I can say, please remember, whatever you are passing on the command line, they will be taken as strings there. Okay, so if you say A is equals to, where is this 10 here? Where is 10 present? Where is a.out present? Where is a 20 present? They are present in argv. Okay, so now you see here, argv of 0 contains a.out. A.out will present in argv of 0. Argv of 1 now contains the value 10. Okay, similarly argv of 2 now contains the value 20. Now how we can access these values 10 and 20? By using this argv of 1, argv of 2 there. Okay, so then you can say that argv of 1, argv of 1 represents what? 10. Okay, so when you say A is equal to argv of 1, argv of 1 contains 10, that 10 will be stored in A. Okay, but this 10 will be stored as a string, but you want to convert this into number. So for that purpose, what you have to do is, you have to use a function called as a to I, single word here. Okay, ASCII to integer. ASCII to integer. This is called ASCII to integer. So then this ASCII means string to integer. Okay, so this whatever 10 is taken as string, that will be converted into number. then that will be stored in A. Similarly, you can say B is equals to ASCII to A to I. ASCII to integer. Where is 20 present? 20 is present in argv of 2. Argv of 2. Okay, so then argv of 2 is nothing but 20. Okay, so argv of 2 is nothing but 20. Now, for example, if you pass a 30, 40 here, where is 30? 30 will be in argv of 3. 40 will be in argv of 4. Like this, these command line arguments, whatever number you pass, then they will be stored in this array. Argv of 1, argv of 2, argv of 3, argv of 4, argv of 5. Like that, the numbers will be stored here. So here we want only two numbers to be passed now. So they are present in argv of 1 and argv of 2. But the numbers passed at the command prompt are strings. Okay, so please remember, you are typing numbers, but internally they will be taken as strings. Okay, so internally they are treated as a strings. When you add these two numbers, that is nothing but strings actually. 10 and 20 will be added like a string, and 10, 20 you will get there, not 30 you will get. So you have to convert that string into integer type by using this ASCII to integer function. ASCII to integer function. Okay, so now the two numbers are with us. Now directly, now you can perform addition there. So printf sum is equals to %d comma new line. Okay, so then you can say a plus b here. You can say a plus b here. Okay, so then say return 0, close the main program. That's it. So this a to I is a function we are using now. Where is it present? Then this is present in a header file. So here you need to include a header file. Include a header file. Okay. So C types.h. C types.h header file you need to include here. So in that, this a to I function definition is available. Now it works fine. Clear? Okay, so these things you should understand when you pass a command line arguments, where they are stored. A dot out is stored in which, and 10 is stored in which place, 20 is stored in which place. Okay, so A dot out is stored in argv of 0, and 10 will be stored in argv of 1, and 20 will be stored in argv of 2. Like you can even pass file names also. File1.c, file2.c, they are present in argv of 1 and argv of 2. Okay, so copying one file to another file program. Okay, or entering some text file name, adding the text into the file name. All these kind of programs you can perform using command line arguments. Is it clear now? Okay, so technically where they are stored in argv of 0, argv of 1. Hope you understood this. Okay, so now I'll show the execution, but execution command line arguments in code blocks, it is not possible. So let us take online compiler also, directly it runs. Now we will see online C compiler. Arguments. Okay, so whether there is any online compiler will see. Yeah, command line here it is available. Okay, right. Now we'll take another file, say command dot c. Okay, now we'll take another program here. Okay, so we'll perform average of two numbers now here. Okay, so just see here. Hash include stdio dot h. Okay, then hash include c types or types dot h is there. We'll see. Okay, so c types dot h, then say int main. Okay, so now here what you can do is you can pass two argument int argc comma int char star argv, char star argv, and is an array here. Okay, right. Now just see here. So I am declaring two variables here int a comma b, int a comma b here. Okay, so then I am printing a number of command line arguments passed here. Okay, so printf, yes, we can see number of command line arguments is equals to percentage d, then new line comma arg c. If you print, then it prints how many number of command lines you have printed here. Okay, so then say return 0 and just show the number of command line arguments passed, and also I'll just show here first where they are stored. Okay, so just I'll print here, say printf printf. Now we'll see here argv argv of 0. Okay, so I'm just directly typing here argv of 0 is equal to percentage yes new line comma argv of 0. Okay, so similarly argv of 1 argv of 1. Okay, so I run this program. C types dot h not available. Printf str. Okay, so we'll say this as types dot h, and we run this, any error we will get printf str. Types dot h also not supporting here. Okay, so let me remove this, afterwards we'll see. Oh, you should write in main.c. What he's saying is you cannot create a separate file. So what I do is I copy this. Here we should use actually Okay, so what I do is I keep this entire his code in commenter. Oh, already comment out there here. This I should remove. Okay, here also this I should remove. Okay, right. Now I can paste here. Okay, so this I should remove here. Now see here. Okay, so if I run this, return 0 two times. This I should remove. So we are getting some problem. Save universities. No, here it is not supporting, I think. Okay, so command line arguments. What I do is I will go back. Let us check his program. Yes, interactive console. Okay, so if I run this program, string string one. Okay, so in command line already he has passed the arguments. Okay, done. So got now. What is given is command line argument directly has passed string one here. So that's why it is taking and printing here. Now, if we print our program here, let me just check here. Okay, so now our program also works here. Okay, so this thing, entire thing I'll remove. Okay, so this also I'll remove here. Now I understood. Because command line arguments, see here we need to pass those arguments actually. Okay, so Already he passed those arguments. Now here we pass those arguments 10, 20. I'm passing here. Okay, so argv of 1 and argv of 0 is a dot out. No, argv of 1 is this one. So argv of 2 is this one. We'll see what it prints. This is argv of 2. Okay, so now if we run this program, now you can see argv of 0 dot slash a dot out, argv of 110, argv of 2 is 20, argv of 2 is 20. Okay, so that is how here argv of 0 we are printing already his program. This program it is running online at the background. Okay, so that a dot out program it is printing, and 10 20 we have passed at the command line. No, so 10 is argv of 1 and 20 at argv of 2. Okay, now see if you perform addition of these two numbers, what happens we'll see here. Now directly I'll write this code here. Just let me okay, let me write the code here. Now if I say printf, if I add the two numbers will be added as strings there. Okay, so percentage yes, just see here. Okay, comma. Now if I say argv of 1 plus argv of 2, argv of 2, if I pass, then they will be passed as strings there. So 10 20 will be added as strings. That's why 10 20 you will get. You will not get 30 there. Okay, so if I copy this and show the execution, now you can see here. So this entire thing I am removing. Okay, so I paste this code here. Close the main here. Okay, so now I am passing the two numbers here. Just see here, 10 20 or 100 200. Two arguments I am passing. Then if I run this, now these two 10 and 100 and 200 will be taken as strings. When you add these two strings, you are actually thinking that these two are numbers, but they are passed as strings into the program. So when you add these, nothing but you are concatenating the two strings. What happened? Just see here. argv of 1 error, invalid operands to binary plus argv of 1 plus argv of 2. So it has given error. Why? Because argv of 1 is taken as a string there. Okay, so and argv of take 2 is taken as string. Addition operator cannot add two strings. Addition operator cannot add two strings there. So that's why it is giving error here. Okay, so what you have to do to convert these two into numbers, then you have to use a to I function there. A to I of argv of 1 plus a to I of, see there is a function a to I. Okay, so a to I of argv of 2 you have to say, then they will be converted into numbers and then that will be taken there. Okay, so where is this input I have to use right now. See here. Okay, so input 100 200 I have given. Now if I run this, so here these two are numbers. Okay, so segmentation fault because I am using here percentage yes, percentage d I have to use here. Okay, so Now see, sum is equal to 300. Okay, so input already I have given. So 100 plus 200, 300 sum it has printed there. Okay, so that means argv now string converted to integer, argv of 2 string converted to integer. So 100 now they are becoming numbers. 100 plus 200, 300. Now it has printed 300 onto the screen. Okay, right?